Hi everyone, this is my 6th movie of creating hair mods and DragonAge hair mods and porting them into the game. So in my previous movies I've edited a hair model and created a hair texture for said hair model. Now I have to edit other files to make sure the hair texture will work with the hair model and have it usable to be able to put it in character creation. So, there are 4 files that you need for every hair mesh, at least. Maybe more, but for now, these work. For now. The MAO file, the TGA file, or DDS, MSH file, and the MMH file. So the MSH file is the mesh file, the 3D format of your hair. TGA file is the texture file, which could also be in DDS. And this MAO file is a text file that connects the texture file to this file right here, which is the mesh model hierarchy file. I believe it's kind of like a data encapsulated container file that is able to connect the texture file with the mesh file. Alright, so we will edit the TGA, the MAO file. All you have to do is right click and edit, and Notepad will open up. And it's this part right here that you need to change. So texture name, you change it to what you've named your texture to be. So it's HF hair underscore hair 50 underscore 0, and you gotta put the extension of what file type you used. And just change this one as well for a good measure. Alright, click save. That's all you need to do for this file, and exit. Now we'll go into the MMH file. So you open up your toolset, click File. Where have I put this? Okay. Oops. And the MMH file. So, there are a few things you have to change here. The MMH name, which is no longer this anymore. You've got to change it to hair, whatever you've named your MMH file, which I've named it to hair 50. The MSH file, which again, I've named it the same, just to keep it easier for me to keep track of what files belong where and such. Then you got to open up these drop-down files and to number 6 and 7. 6 stands like a, if you look here, MMH name, hair M1. If you recall back into my earlier videos, you could replace or import hair M1 from Blender, from DragonAge into Blender, and that stood for the scalp. So you don't want to edit that. You don't need to touch this at all. Hair 7 is hair M2, so that deals with the actual hair. And this you need to change to what you titled your MAO file to be. So I titled it as UH underscore har underscore hair 50 underscore 0 and save. Another thing I will show you, just for you to get a reference, is MMH bones used. Now if you recall again, back to when I was showing you bone weights and animations, these are numbers listed from 0 to 6. If you recall the title of in the Blender in Blender, that there was bone 0 through bone 6. So you make a bone in Blender, and if you if you label it as bone 0, that means it correlates with this, this number right here, which then correlates to a certain number in the DragonAge data game, whatever. So it will move this certain animation, which is called 5. And I believe that's the scalp. Then 1 and 21, and so on and so forth. So when you're figuring out some other animations within the shoulder or the neck, back, chest, whatever, this part of the MMH file will be quite useful. You can always add more bones by clicking Insert UNT32, and then that would add 7 here and a blank here, which then you can input and edit the numbers as you wanted to. But I don't need to do that for this particular mod. Alright, so this is done. Save it, and you can exit out of this. The next thing you gotta open up is the MSH file. All you need to do is change this here, this title. If you do not edit this, then what will happen is the game will have trouble calling the mesh files or the texture files, so it'll either mess up some of the vanilla hairstyles or other mods that deal with hairstyles too. So it's a good idea to change the title of this. However, once you do, and it's saved, it says here, shared references will no longer be shared. So that means I can't open this MSH file anymore and edit it in Blender. So you need to be careful that once you edit something with the tools, once you edit an MSH file in the toolset, you won't be able to use it or import it back into Blender. Alright, so now that's done. These are back files that you don't really need. I've never had to use them. They just take up space. So these are the 4 that you need. Alright, I will copy this, and now we put it in our override. Packages, core, override. And let's go to here. I was at hair 45. Oh well. Alright, we'll title this hair 50 because that's what I labeled it as. Paste. So now it's in the override folder, which the game can use it in. However, it won't be used in character creation yet. What you need to do is go into override, and this is the file you need to edit. So go and edit. It's a text file. Go down to here where you can see it's human females and it deals with the hairs. I made a lot of them. So copy and paste. You need this part, HF, har, and you replace this with the name of your MMH file. And now it should work in the game. So let's see how it's paid off. So just 1 second, I've got to load the game. select a new game. Skip through the opening cinematic. I only have this for human female, so we'll select a mage, just for kicks. And because I put it at the very end, it should show up at the very end. Here we go! Alright. So as you can see, there seems to be an issue with the bones used. Not so sure why, but that will have to be fixed and looked at in a different time, because I'm now over my time, and I'll try and see what needs to be fixed. So thank you for watching, and happy modding!